And we got us a nice clean one. Another 2002 GTX Di. This one's got a totally different problem. As soon as you rev up maybe 3,000 RPM, maintenance light. So he tried to do some work on his own. He changed the stator, he changed the, what else did he change? Checked the reluctor wheel, changed the crank position sensor. He sent some other parts. Oh, changed the computer, thought it was a computer, bought some reed valve pedals, didn't put those on. So I think what I want to do is throw it on the computer. I think again, we're probably going to be doing a lot of running, so I'm going to release the tension on the coupler here. So we'll push that back and take the pin out, and then we'll fire it up and do some diagnostics. Yeah, let's do that. See if we get this out of here. Oh, I gotta get a rag. Oh, no, guess not. Usually that falls right under the motor. That's probably enough space. There we go. Now it's not rubbing on that, creating a lot of heat. Can Do Pro. Fuel pump sounds good. It's got 5 active faults. TPS adaptation failure active. Well, that's weird. Let's try clearing them. How does it say? Oh, 5 counts. Well, that's the first thing we got to fix. So we got to see what's going on here. 21,000. Monitor. Yeah, barely hear those. Beeper, rave solenoid. Yep, so everything's working, but we have this TPS adaptation failure. Pop this out. Come on, baby. Everybody always takes the bolt out of this, drives me crazy. And we need a light. Everything's hooked up. So it is sensing it. Try clearing the faults again. Active. All right, let's go to settings. Reset complete. Where are we? Monitor. Sorry, faults. Active. Thinking. Typically when that happens, it's usually at the computer, something not plugged in quite tight. But I'm gonna try, it's gonna beep. Everything's zip tied nice and tight. Still got maintenance light. Try clearing the codes again. Still active. Okay, so I had to download some stuff from the manual, pull the connector, and check voltage at the connector. I did that. I got 5, 0.2, and 0. So the next thing I'm going to do is a resistance test. And so we need to pull out plug number 3 off the MPEM. Is it number 3? I thought it was number 4. And check terminal 10 and 14 for resistance. Oh, that's for the mag side. PTO side. Okay. Amp plug 4. And check resistance between 3 and 18. Let's do that. That's number 4. Oh yeah, and the clip just fell right off. It's been in there too many times. Everything looks good in there. Now we need to know which one is. So we got to go on 3 and 18. So connector 3 and 3 is here, and that's 16. 3 and 18, they're almost right opposite each other. Let me get a couple of pins. Well, I'm on 1 and 3, not getting anything. It says between pin 1 and pin 18 should be 2500 ohms. Pin 1 is there. 16, was it 16, 17, 18? Getting nothing. And 3 and 18. Three and 18. It's like it's shorted. Got some more investigating to do. Reading this backwards, this is showing the computer. So when you turn the connector around, like we're doing here, now 1 is on the left. So that's why I wasn't getting any readings. So now we can go back to ohms. And we want to check the resistance from pin, what was it? 3 and 18. Try it again. So 16, 17, 18. Pin, oh man. And 3. And we are getting 2.1, but that's in the 20K range, so that's 2100. It says it should be 2500. Oh no, the resistance should be between 1600 and 2400. We're at 2100. So now we want to check resistance between 1 and 3. And we got 1160. The resistance should be 1000. And check the resistance between 1 and 18. .6, and it should be 2500. So let me compare it with another throttle position sensor just to see if that's just a little bit too high. Old throttle position sensor taken out, 2 screws. I'm just going to test this, see what we get, and then we'll compare it to a different one. All right, so this is the existing one. $2,800 and $900, and that's supposed to be $1,200, and this is supposed to be $2,500. Here's a new one. $242, pretty dang close. And 1900, not 1200. No. 1150. Am I reading the wrong one? 1600 to 2400. Yeah, so 2500 or more is way out of spec. Let's put this on and see if there's any change. What the heck, eh? And we'll put a little bit of blue Loctite. Don't want these coming out while you're buzzing around. There's the flat spot there. Oh, those little screws would just love to fall under the motor. And more blue Loctite. This may not even be the problem with the machine, you know. I gotta fix a problem to fix the problem. There we go. That one's on, that one's on. Computer's plugged in. Let's fire up Can Do Pro again, see what we get. Clear the faults. Nothing. Really? Okay, I gotta fire this thing up and rev it fairly high to see if the maintenance code comes on. Let's do it. What are we supposed to do when we change the throttle position sensor or remove it? You must reset it. And complete. Now we can do our tests. Let's hope this gets us to the bottom of the problem. So when you'd rev it, the maintenance light would come on. That is very positive. I'm going to hook this thing up to the hose. Might even have to put it on a trailer and take it down to the lake so I don't like revving the crap out of it, but anyway, looking good. Okay, we'll fire it up and then water's on. Perfect. Promising. Okay, cranked up on the trailer. Got a life jacket. Let's go for a test run. Okay, here we are, down at the water again. Woo! She's chilly. I don't know if I'm gonna have to push that off a bit. Maybe. Just a bit. Oh, too much. And tether. Reverse. She's idling good. fuel pump. Fix a problem to fix a problem. Kind of suspected there might be another problem when we were revving it. It was cutting out a little bit, but I thought it might be because it was cold. They're all the same. All the fuel pumps go out on them. All right, let's put a new fuel pump in it. Everything disconnected, fuel pump out. Gonna bring it out through the top here and hopefully spill very minimal. Tank is full. Perfect. And new fuel pump going in. At least I can see down here, which is nice. Now you can't. That's where it's going. Let me mount this up. See if we can get this sitting right. Come on. Wrapped around the wire. Woo! And now a whole bunch of nuts and bolts and washers. And how many are we missing? A couple more nuts. Let me see what I can find. And can't see the other one. It's got to get in where you are. Hey, move over. And power. Got to plug in the fuel lines. Awkward reach, here we go. They're in those. Those are all clipped in, bent. All right. Clean up some of the fuel. Okay, outside, just want to test, make sure. Oh no. We got more issues. I'm gonna put it in the water and rev it down there and see what's going on. In the water. Engine's open right here. It's a little noisier. Fuel pump. On to further testing. Hook the gauge up. Should have done that first. I was just so sure it was a fuel pump. Perfect pressure. And then it bleeds off. do we check? Over on the workbench here, and I was checking everything. Is that bad? I don't know. Is it leaking? Is it not running properly? So I swapped it out. Might still be okay, but I can't see anything else wrong. So I swapped it out off camera, and we're gonna go out again. Check 1, 2. We're rolling. I was doing some thinking and thinking about the air injectors, the different ones that are in this one versus some of the other O2s I've had. And then I'm thinking, this got parts cannoned before I got it. And I know one of the things is he put a different computer in there, thinking that that throttle position sensor issue was the computer. But then I'm thinking, well, a 2002 GTX DI needs a 747 or an 813. That's his original 747. I need to see what computer's in this thing. It could be just as simple as the wrong computer. So assuming that the head is correct for this unit, then hopefully the ports match. And I forget if it's, originally they had 6, yeah, and then they went to 5 ports. So in the cylinders, so that very well could be our issue. Come on. There we go. Uh-huh. Did I get hammered in or something? Screws are out. Oh, what? What in the heck? Oh, come on. Holy cow. Let's take a look at this computer here. Gotta find that screwdriver. So this one is a 695, 001 695. Where's 695's? Only good for the 2000 and the 01 with the 6-port cylinder head, or cylinder. I think we might have just a fuel mapping issue now for the final issue. So, out with the old and back in with the new one, and let's see if we get any different results. Whoa! You okay? You get the idea. Oh, I gotta work that bottom one. Let me set you down. Got her. That gasket was twisted in there, so I couldn't push it in. Now, let's see if we get the double beep. Need that key over there. Yeah. Okay. Now we got to try it again. Back to the lake. Reverse. Let her warm up for a minute. Wrong button. I meant to push the mode. Of different computers and different mapping made zero difference. Now what? New plugs installed. New used plugs. Just to see. I notice on these plugs is all the other ones said Japan on. Oh, that one says Japan. Oh, so does that one. No, my bad. This one had some weird coloring and splits there, so I don't know. Quick test fire. Sounds good. Here we go again. And again. skipping. Oh boy. I don't know about this one. Okay, so I've checked everything that I know to check. Last thing, I'm like, is there a chance that the bottom end is toast on this thing? And I'm listening when I crank it over. I'll hold the mic down here. And I can hear bearings fall. Yeah. There. Something's loose. Something's... I think this whole thing has to come out. I don't know. I'm just hearing bearings. I think that's it for this one, boys. And I could hear it when I was out in the water. It just didn't sound right. There's like a little odd, deep sound. You get used to hearing them all the time, so you know what's normal and what's not. But definitely bearings falling. All right, let's see how we're going to proceed. All right, confirmed. We're back up on the dolly. I'm going to pull that motor out, see what's going on. I'm fortunate. Really thought it was just a simple fix, but as you get further into the diagnostics, you start to realize it's a little more serious. So I am going to pull it out, and then I'll let you have a look on the teardown. We don't need to see the same old of pulling everything out because we do it over and over again. So we'll just highlight the more exciting parts. Be seconds for you and hours for me. Okay. Engine's flying. Got everything out. Just a bunch of water in there that we'll clean up. We'll clean the bottom. Maybe I'll do a pressure wash on this too. Could kind of use it. What did we discover? So far, front engine mount broken off. So I have lots of those, so we'll put another one of those in. So I guess the next thing is I'll move this out, drop the engine down on the table and rip her down and see what we see. A little bit of rusty here. It's kind of unusual there. Don't see anything else. Starting with the cylinders. Let's pull the jugs off. You tell me what you see. Anything? They look good inside. Wow, a lot of scrubbing. What are those? I think those are 87, 88, standard size. Do I ever hear something? So let's, I'll pull the pistons off and then we'll see what's making that sound. I know we're gonna have to go right all the way down, but you know, I'm excited. Let's roll this sucker over and see if you can hear. Hear the bearings? And then they fall. Interesting to see what that's going to look like. And here we go. All the bottom end bolts are out. So we'll pull that off, see if we were incorrect in our diagnosis, in which case I got to put it all back together for free. Don't see anything bad. Awful lot of crud in here though, like rust. Yeah, this thing is full of water, or was. Oh yeah, I can hear it though. That might be okay. One's really loose, one's tight. Oh, I bet it's this bearing here. That's Loctite dust everywhere. Oh yeah, what is that? Metal? That's from me dropping them in there, those in there. This is all chowdered up here. Hope that case is okay. And I need another rag because there's so much oil. Oh, yes. Oh, these two. Gone. Well, we know what the problem was. So there you go. That will cause that engine to misfire. It must be vibrating up and down. And I did notice somewhere on the flywheel, seemed like it was rubbing a little bit. So there must have been a little bit of play in there, bouncing around. But yeah, definitely from water. Toast, toast, toast. Maybe that one's good. Well, now we know. There she is, ready to go back in. You've seen this a million times in all the previous videos, so I'm just gonna time lapse it, knock this out quick, then I can listen to some tunes, and then I'll bring you back once it's all dropped in, and we get to go for a test drive. And hopefully it works. And a little more progress. got her all dropped in, vents hooked up, all the water and stuff on the back side of the engine is all hooked up. We have the vent line from the compressor over to the throttle body. Oil is all hooked up. So that's good, plugged in to the magneto. So now where am I at? I'm gonna set up the engine mount, align the engine like we do. Oh yeah, and I gotta put this ground on. So that's the very next thing I'm gonna do right there. That's the ground for the computer. And we'll just keep moving on. So now we got everything hooked up. I almost forgot to hook up the oil. I had it sitting up there. Everything is in now, all cables. So, and I've hooked up the battery. Exhaust is not on. I just like to do a roll over. I'm gonna push the throttle so we're not injecting fuel. Take the plugs out. Just make sure that everything's rolling okay. Wide open throttle. Sounds good. Why don't I do a compression check? Compression test right now. And we're on the mag side. $125. PTO side. We in the green? Yeah, 122-ish, 120. I say we keep on going. We're looking good. And installed. I don't have the pump on or the drive shaft so we can test it. So I'm thinking we'll do a dry start, and then if everything goes okay there, then we'll hook it up to the hose, run it for a few minutes. If that goes good, we'll go for a rip. Here we go. Primer a couple times. First start. We are good for a hose. All right, we're hooked up on the hose. I gotta rinse out the rest of those stones. I tried rinsing them out, but can't get them out. Fire it up, turn the hose on. Hose going on. Checking for leaks. Whoa! Good. Found the bumper off the drive shaft laying on the ground. I'm thinking I'm gonna shut the water off. Water's off. $14.40, $14.50, perfect idle, smooth. Cycles. Okay, so first two steps passed, on to the next, which is the water test. If that works, we get to put all the rest of the goodies back together, send her down the road. She's on the trailer, seats on. So next stop, on the water. And here we are, in the water. her back a bit so we don't have to work it so hard trying to get off the trailer. And first water start. No smoky. That's good. And we'll just take it easy for a bit. And there you have it. So, do a shutdown, restart here in a minute. So, a fuel pump, failing fuel pump, gives the exact same symptom as a bad bearing in the front. So, again, there's no definitive diagnosis, but when we rolled over the PTO, you could hear the bearings drop. So now I know there was another machine that we were looking at and I couldn't figure out what was going on, and it would throw a maintenance code at about 4200. And I guess that's something to do with the knock sensor detecting a vibration at a certain frequency and setting off the maintenance code, but it doesn't tell you that. So anyway, this thing went over 5200, lots of power. Didn't want to ring it right out first go, but it looks like we have solved the problem, or at least, what was there, 3 throttle position, the bearings, oh, and the fuel injector. So yeah, no shortage of problems on this one. Let's see if she starts. Yep. Oh, the sweet sound of success. Well, there you have it. Just when I think I've seen all the symptoms and all the problems, something different happens. So at least now we know. You got the chugga chugga, it's a fuel pump or the bearings. If you roll the crank over, you'll hear the bearings tumble down. They'll be loose in the race. And sometimes you'll find, I've seen guys where they've taken the top end off the engine and part of the bearing cage, it all melts into this little weird clump of metal and gets on top of the piston. So, and we actually had a little clump down in the bottom end, and I had another guy email me with that clump, and I couldn't figure out what the metal was. But anyway, got that thing all put back together. It runs great now. Of course, we had to figure out the throttle position sensor issue, which caused a maintenance code, and then we got to go for a ride, and then it was another maintenance code, but it was a different code because of that crankshaft bearing. So anyway, what is next? I don't know what is next. I think that's just about everything for this year, but you never know. Every time I think I'm finished, somebody else wheels something in. So anyway, we'll see what happens in the next week or so. Until the next video, thanks for watching, guys.